church, right? We do serve a faithful God. And there's been many songs that have been written about faithfulness. One of the most favorite hymns is, "Great is thy faithfulness," you know? And it's wonderful to think about the fact that we can depend on a God who's faithful, particularly when people are not so. People can come and go. Even, you know, your spouse in the morning. Sometimes they're not always the same person you went to bed with the night before. There's something happens, they wake up and they get all crusty and what's happened to you? You know? But Kurt Carr wrote a song that simply is called Faithful. One of the best things I like about Kurt Carr, besides the fact that he's a wonderful, wonderful songwriter, a wonderful pianist, but he's really short like me. He's a small package, but he has a big heart. And when he was younger, as a youngster, he didn't go to church, but around the age of 13 or 14, he discovered gospel music, and his mom saw that he had an interest. So she started to buy him music by Walter Hawkins, Andy Crouch, James Cleveland. These were the big names of the day. He particularly was taken with the Walter Hawkins album, came out in the 70s there. And I remember it very well, big face, because back in those days when albums came out, this was an event, right? Big picture, big face. Some of us are old enough here to remember those days, right? Yes. And he listened to that record every day for almost 2 years. And that's how he learned to play the piano, was lifting the songs off of that album. And he later went to the University of Connecticut, and he went through that program, fine arts program. And he actually was mentored by Richard Smallwood. Some of us would know, a wonderful composer, which you're going to hear a bit later on this evening. And then he was under the mentorship of James Cleveland. James Cleveland at the time was one of the hugest icons of gospel choirdom. And under his tutelage, Kurt Carr learned now about hymns and about the old gospel songs. And so you'll hear in this next song a bit of mix of contemporary, but also this sort of simple messages that were found in music back in the day. You know, it didn't necessarily have a lot of jump and hype, but it was truth. And so this song is called Faithful and is led by several people who are going to come down just now and make their way up here to the microphone. Faithful people. Yes.
Candice?
Yeah. Lord, God is faithful. Lord, that He's faithful to do all the things that He said He would do. My God is faithful. I know He is. You know He's faithful, choir?